Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Wednesday. Whoa, I almost forgot what day it was. Isn't that funny how that works? It's like you remember all morning, and then the minute you have to say it, you're like, oh, what day is it? Um, that's coming up soon. What day is it? So today is Self-Care Wednesday. Good morning, older sibling. Welcome back. Um, Today is Self-Care Wednesday, so I got this deck a couple of boxes ago in my goddess box, Stress Reduction Essentials. So I thought, you know what, let's just kind of go back to basics on these two. These cards are so pretty, right? I mean, like, just super colorful. I know. I love to wear a lot of black, but I really do love colors. So I'm just going to shuffle these a little bit and see what we come up with. And then we'll get to the Affirmators deck. I chose the Creativity deck today. I thought it would be fun for anybody that's new and doesn't realize if we kind of shifted back towards that. They are affirmation cards to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. I know. So anyways, let's see. Alrighty. What do we got here? We got a few, but I think I want at least 5 because that's always a good number, right? 5 things you can choose from to take care of your own self-care. How is everyone this morning? I know that probably didn't seem like it should be something I had to question, like, oh, but, ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so, all right. Ooh, wow. First I couldn't get 5 cards, now I have 7, I think. Okay, well that one I think is for me. So, all right, let's get rolling here. So it doesn't take forever, because as you can see, these have thoughts on them. Oh Lord, they just don't want to. All right, there we go. Happy hump day. So, card number 1, crystals. Now, this may not be for everybody. Remember, these are stress reduction essentials. I know some people will probably say crystals. Oh my God, there she goes again. Please try to join me in my lane for a little bit, because you know, sometimes even just holding something. Why does this always hurt? All right, so crystals. I know a lot of people are going to be like, telling me that, okay, it was saying you had to reconnect, but crystals have been used in relation to healing and wellness since ancient times. Crystals are often used with meditation or to enhance frequencies. They can be calming and soothing to the soul. Each crystal is attuned to a unique frequency. Now, for people who do use crystals, or for people who are just beginning to use crystals, they need to be cleansed and kind of have the intention set for them before you use them. You can't just pull one off the shelf and say, oh, because you don't know how many people have touched it. And it's kind of like a magnet, right? It soaks in other people's energies. And if someone was having a bad day, you might feel it if you're in tuned to these kind of things. So just be careful. And, you know, you can Google first if you're allowed to run it, because most of the time you say to run it under, you know, like through a stream of water or the ocean water, or in some cases I'll just put water out and set it out overnight if it's a full moon, or in the sun to charge the water. And because that's what I mean, you have to charge the crystals. So when you're doing that, you know, just run it over water and then kind of set your intention for it. You know, you're charging it with your energy. Just hold it in the palm of your, whatever is your dominant hand. You can feel that energy coming out of it. Just hold it there. Okay. And it will kind of get your energy in it. But when I say to Google, what I'm saying is that some crystals are water soluble and they will melt underwater or start falling apart. And you don't want to, damage the strength of your crystal. So you don't want it to disappear either, like soap. So yeah, so just Google that. A lot like selenite, a lot of those types of crystals, just do not let water touch them. Just if you need to charge it in the moonlight, charge it in the sun. But you know, so there you have that. Also, self-care practice. Select a crystal you resonate with. Sit in a location where you feel safe and comfortable. Take a deep breath. With your eyes closed, hold your crystal in your cupped hands in front of the energy center that you feel needs the most attention. They're talking about your chakras. Focus on this center and commune with the stone, asking it for guidance, allowing it to magnify the guidance that you are. Intuition. The question for this card is, what do I need right now? Don't be afraid to ask. I think a lot of times we're afraid to ask because we feel like maybe we're not worthy, or, you have to, if you want something in life, you have to believe that you are worthy of it. Okay. I've struggled with this, and I had that one saying written down here somewhere, which unfortunately I cannot find now, but I really liked it. It really kind of resonated, and yeah, I'm sorry, I can't find it, but basically what I had written down was, it's not about believing you deserve it. It's not about believing you've earned it. It's about believing that you're worth it. You have to believe that you're worth it. If you feel like things should just come to you because you've done a billion different things, then isn't that kind of defeating the purpose? You don't do things for other people to receive back. You do things because it's either the right thing to do, or you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, right? Right. So when we do things expecting something back, it's not always going to work out in our favor. But when you're asking your source, your higher power, the universe, whatever it is, for something, you have to believe that you are worth it, that you are worth receiving whatever it is. And remember, we talked about this the other day. When you are asking for something, it may come to you in a different form. So what you need to say is this or something better in any situation, across the board, this or something better, because it gives your source, your higher power, God, the universe, whatever you put your faith in, it gives them a bigger playing field, right? It's like going to a clothing store and asking for a hammer, but when you say this or something better, you're given an entire mall. It's like somewhere somebody has a hammer, right? So I know it's kind of a broad description, but it kind of is that idea that, you go into one place, or it's like going into a Mexican restaurant and asking for Japanese food. That is not going to happen. Maybe somewhere in the world there's a fusion place like that, but in most cases that's not going to happen. Okay, but when you say this or something better, you get the whole food court, and you're like, oh, all right, I got choices. And that's what your source and your higher power needs. They need you to give them choices so they can bring you what is meant for you. Okay. The next card, saying yes to me. That sounds like a really, really good self-care card. Saying yes to me. Give yourself permission to believe you are perfect and beautiful as you are. When you choose yourself, you acknowledge your own inner guidance. When you say yes to yourself, you prove to you that you trust yourself. I like this card. Self-care practice. Wake up every morning, and before the reality of your day sets in, let these be your first words. I'm feeling great today. Today is a great day. Today is my day. Again, let these be your... I am feeling great today. Today is a great day. Today is my day. I will put these in the comments. I will put this in the comment. Do this every day, even on days that seem harder than others, especially on days that seem harder than others. Add yourself each day as your best self before your full day begins. Push your brain to focus on these simple sentences as the first sentences of every day. So again, add your own affirmations if you want, and visualize yourself each day as your best self before your full day begins. The question for this one is, what is my first thought of the morning? Is it a thought that represents what I want to do with my day and life? Oh, okay. So pay attention to what you are thinking. The next card. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Okay, biofeedback loop. I'm going to save this one for a different day because biofeedback is actually something that people can do. It harnesses one's own response to various factors, looping it back to the receiver. As the receiver begins to adjust to the feedback loop, changes occur in the body and mind. You can actually find people that do biofeedback. I personally have never tried it, but I hear it is amazing. Especially for people who are on a healing path and are struggling with that healing path, it can really be beneficial to them. Or if you're struggling, which is just personal things, you know, like even physical things, it's supposed to help. Remember, we're made up of energy, right? And energy can attune into other energy and other frequencies. So, you know, this is the type of thing that they're talking about. A lot of people would say, oh, that goes a little too metaphysical for me. It's actually more sciencey, to be honest with you. So there you go. So this one came out too. We're going to go with this one instead. Meditation. Looks like they're doing some yoga. Let's see. Meditation creates the space to turn information into transformation. It supports long-term coherent brainwave patterns. It helps you to move into your subconscious mind, training yourself to be more present and focused in the moment. Find a place where you feel safe and comfortable. Close your eyes, breathe in for 5 counts and out for 9. If that seems like a lot, most of the time I've seen the counts of breathe into 4, release at 8. Okay, so you can do 5 or 9, or you can do 4 or 8. Choose a high vibration thought to place into your meditation. Focus your attention on your first energy center. Imagine a white light surrounding it. That would be your root chakra. Place your intention into this light. Imagine you are turning on a dimmer switch which brightens the warm white light emanating from this center. Continue with each energy center. When you are done, visualize this amazing light around your body. Remember this feeling. The next time you feel out of balance, go back to this feeling. You have the power you need within you. So in this case, if you were going to touch on every energy center, there are 7 chakras. Give yourself enough time. Okay, don't sit there and go, oh my God, I only have 10 minutes before I have to leave, so I'm going to start now. No, try to add some more time during your day, okay? Or if you have to, do it in the evening if you want. But whenever you choose to do it, make sure that you do have enough time, that you can give yourself enough, give each one of your energy centers enough attention. Now, if you don't want to focus on your energy centers, you can always focus on your solar plexus, which is right around your tummy area. And, this is a good place to start too, because a lot of your energy comes from it, right? It's the sun, it's the solar plexus. So it's shiny and bright and energetic. And it's also the, what do you call it? Yeah, well, it's just like the sun. So anyway. It's also the one right before your heart chakra, which is actually the middle chakra. So, you know, everything comes from the heart, right? So you can also just do some mindful breathing. You know, you can do that 5 to 9 or that 4 to 8 count. And you know, you can just focus on your solar plexus if you want to, if you're limited on time. And you can even set the intention of the card that we had before that for I'm feeling great today. Today is a great day. Today is my day. They say those should be the first words that you say to yourself in the morning. However, sorry, my brain. You can set this into your meditation and intention, so you're kind of giving yourself a leg up, right? So the next one, this looks fun. Exercise and movement. Exercise and movement is the perfect medicine for all sorts of stressors. It gets the body up and moving and has a myriad of health benefits. It is also a great way to connect with others. It is not about the intensity, but the consistency. Finding a type of movement you love is so beneficial to your body, mind, and spirit. When you begin to feel the need for some self-care, get up and go for a walk or a run, or start to dance and move your body. If you are at work, go into the bathroom and dance around in the stall for a few minutes, or do leg pumps under your desk. Use movement as a staple in your self-care routine. Getting at least 150 minutes of movement per week has significant health benefits. It is also guaranteed to lift your mood. Even if you are at work, you get breaks. Okay, well, I'm assuming people get breaks. Depending on what you do. I mean, if you're on your feet all day, you probably don't want to go out and walk around or dance in a bathroom stall. But if you are sitting all day, take your break. Just, even if you just walk downstairs, walk to your car, walk back, right? Because, most breaks aren't that long. But, or even just do a circle around the building, depending on the size of your building. But the point is to get up and move. It's to get up and just kind of, do whatever it is you got to do. So to get the juices flowing. All right. Ooh, this looks fun too. Mindfulness. Yeah, we just talked about mindfulness. Mindfulness helps to slow down and engage with the present moment. It brings attention to bodily sensations such as breathing and flow of energy within the body or sounds around us. It teaches us how to respond to stressors with awareness. Awareness leads to adaptive reactions to stressful situations. Awareness of our emotions supports us to open up and accept. It also pre-trains our frequency for better experiences to come into our existence. Work on your bodily awareness and ability to notice subtle sensations. Being aware of your internal emotions and dialogue will help you to better control/regulate those emotions. Count 4 colors you see, 4 things you can touch. What do they look like? How do they feel to touch them? Count 4 things you can hear and 4 things you can smell. Experience them. This will bring you closer to the moment and increase awareness. This is actually also a trick for anxiety. But it's 5 things. 5 things you can see, touch, taste, hear, and smell. Oh, I got that right. 5 of 5. So again, 5 things you can see, touch, hear, taste, and smell. That's supposed to help kind of reshift your anxiety. I know for a lot of people it doesn't work. Sometimes it actually does take practice. It may not work the first couple of times because you're learning how to focus on something other than that feeling that's coming up in you and just feeling like it's going to body slam you, right? So the question for this one is, am I present in my moment? And what do I notice around me? So there you go. Am I present in my actions and what do I notice around me? As humans, especially when we get a little overwhelmed, we have a tendency to just kind of shift gears, right? And we just kind of shut down if we get too overwhelmed or too stressed. That's why they're talking about the mindfulness. If you can notice 4 colors, if you can notice 4 things you can hear and smell and experience all of them, it can help you get back into your heart and out of your head, right? Out of your head and into your heart. And sometimes that's exactly what we need. Sometimes that's just the perfect way to move in a sideways direction, kind of like doing a little crab walk, right? You're trying to move outside of this feeling of being overwhelmed. There are a lot of these things that I wish I had a few years ago when I first started realizing that I do get anxiety from time to time when I get overwhelmed, because as I've mentioned many times in previous perspectives, I don't get anxiety enough to know how to deal with it. And then one day it just kind of like poof, and so now I'm learning the tools. I'm learning how to just kind of function with it when it does come up, and how to not be so overwhelmed by it. Even if you have to step outside for just a moment just to get some fresh air, then do it, because it will be beneficial to you. And it can actually remind the more you do that, you may just need to walk outside for 2 minutes, get some fresh air, and that mindfulness will just be like, it'll just be an automatic reaction for you. Just kind of, okay, I'm breathing in, I'm centering, recentering. So mandalas, I like mandalas. Mandalas are those really pretty intricate designs that we see. They describe it here as a visual meditation, which actually is a very accurate, personally, description of it. They are very mesmerizing. Mandalas are like visual meditations. They strengthen your intuition, reflecting your inner self at the time of creation. Allow your instincts to inspire and guide you through the creation. A mandala is, through creation, sorry. Apparently punctuation means nothing to me today. Allow your instincts to inspire and guide you through the creation. A mandala is a portrait of yourself as you are during your creation. Google it. Mandala, right? Let's see. Self-care practice. Take some paper and pens, draw a circle, relax your shoulders, and release any tension. Take a deep breath in. Begin to draw within your sacred circle. Draw what calls to you, words, images, and colors. This process allows your inner self to come forth and be heard. Let your intuition guide you. Guide you. Could this gentle framework be a modal to develop your intuition in other areas of your life? And the questions for this one is, what intention do I want to set before beginning my task, day, or journey? Do I set intentions often enough? Intentions can be manifestations. They can be prayers. There's just all different kinds of words for it, right? But it is literally the one thing that, you want to make happen to your life. I have to share this. This is so funny. So I can see my computer wallpaper right now. And I have to say, it's kind of funny that this one came up because other things have come up. But while I was talking about intentions, it literally came up. And it's a picture of a red phone booth and Big Ben. And then captioned over it, it says, "Fuck everything, I'm going to London." Today, 6 years ago, was actually the day I left for England. And I'll be honest with you, I did not want to come back. That place resonated with my soul so strongly that it just felt like, when you go somewhere and you just feel like you're meant to be there, like you've been there before, but you've never been there before. It was also the first time I ever traveled alone. Usually I was with my parents or my sisters or friends, and it was an eye-opening experience. And it was very fun. And, I'll be honest with you, I think the reason I'm bringing this up now, especially for Self-Care Wednesday, is I think this mandala card is actually going to really work for me, because I went there trying to find myself after my mom passed. And, I got to see a great play while I was there. I got to take a little excursion on the wheel. The lady at the play called it the whirligig, the one that was sitting next to me. She was so fun. She was very sweet. I still remember her name, Anna. But the London Eye. Believe it or not, I miss the Tower of London. I don't know how the hell you miss the Tower of London, but I miss the Tower of London. So see, there's a lot of things I have to go back and do and see. But I felt so different when I came back. Like I could do anything. But then I got back into my head. And sadly, I've been there for quite a while. Instead of getting back into my heart. And I've just let so much time pass in my life of things I wanted to accomplish, things I wanted to do. I don't play the what if game anymore because it can hurt and it can be painful. And here's the truth. What if is just, it's behind you. But what you can do is you can take your what ifs now, and instead of saying, what if I had done this in the past? How about what if I do this now? What if I do this? Not past tense. Take the what ifs and make them present tense. Remove the past. We can't change anything that happened behind us, right? All we can do is learn from it. What if I learn from the lessons? Like I said, I came back feeling like I could conquer the world, and then I stopped believing in myself almost immediately. I stopped reminding myself that I am worthy of a great life, of wonderful things, of, being the person that I want to be. And I think a lot of times when we get into our own head and get out of our heart, we kind of throw self-care out the window, right? It's like it doesn't mean anything anymore. So I'm going to actually post the mandala and saying yes to me cards. So let's get to the affirmator deck, okay? Still one of my favorites. I haven't really gone through the relationship affirmators or the creativity. I did the original with everyone, and then bought these but never followed through on them. So now we're going to follow through on them. They all look different on the front, each deck. But this one looks like a chameleon making a rainbow. So there you go. Now, what I've done yesterday, if you weren't on, when I decided to shift gears back into being a little bit more positive, right? Just kind of, you know, bring in that daily vibe to the Aloha perspective. I decided I was going to go back to the Affirmators deck. Now, I'm not going to shuffle them. I shuffled them all yesterday. And what I'm going to do is I pull from the top, okay? And then we're going to go through the entire deck, all 3 sets, okay? And it won't be every day. There will be days when it's just kind of like, oh, I have a lot to say today, so I'm going to say it. But but yeah, so let's do this one. These are so pretty. They're so colorful. Rebellion. Woo, rebellion. Okay. Just so you know, these cards are snarky. There's some serious sarcasm going on in here. So just bear with me, because as you can see, every so often there will also be a little tiny note at the bottom with the asterisk. I high-five my inner rebel and invite them out to wreak some healthy, law-abiding havoc. My inner rebel has a way of turning things inside out and making them way more interesting. We're talking coloring outside the lines, boom. Modifying a recipe, bam. Wearing stripes with plaid, mic drop. I promise I'll buy you a new mic. Oh, okay, there's the asterisk. I promise I'll buy you a new mic. My inner rebel made me drop it. Is it damaged? It looked nice. Whatever. But anyways, I'm not sure what's happening outside of my door, but there's a lot of noise. I high-five my inner rebel and invite them out to wreak some healthy, law-abiding havoc. My inner rebel has a way of turning things inside out and making them way more interesting. We're talking color outside the lines, modifying a recipe, and wearing stripes with plaid. Basically, step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes that is the biggest rebellion we will do for ourselves in a day. We will step out of our comfort zone. I just have to ask this. I'm sorry. This is going out as a personal message to older sibling. Is everything okay in there? Because I don't know what's happening in her room, but wow. Anyways. But it really is. You know, be a rebel. But, you know, be a law-inviting or a law-abiding healthy rebel, right? Wreak some havoc. I'm not sure if they meant to spell havoc like that, but okay. High five that inner rebel. You know, I think that's what, you know, actually, it's funny, right? Because I talked about London and going there. It's like, fuck everything, I'm going to London. And that's exactly what the meme says, okay? I'm not just not throwing that out there. That's actually what it says. But when I went, that's exactly what I was doing. You know, it was the first time I was ever traveling alone. I knew it was something I had to do for myself. And I did schedule it around the play that I went to see. I'm not going to lie. But the play's not the reason I went. I needed a catalyst to get there. And it was a great play, by the way. But and it was fun. You know, sometimes, you know, you wish you could talk to people after, but yeah, I literally need someone to push me to talk to people because I get so shy. But that was just the catalyst I needed. I had always wanted to, go to England. You know, it's just been a place that's always resonated with my soul since I was a child. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of getting lost in my thoughts there. Older sibling says nothing is happening outside her door. Okay, so this is weird, all right? Because there was I literally heard something. It may have been downstairs. I have an echo, and it's starting to randomly play music. I know, weird, but I guess what I'm saying is, when initially my sister was supposed to go with me, and then I told her, you know what, I felt so guilty, as I literally bought 2 tickets to the play, and she was supposed to go, and I told her, like 2 days later, I told her, I said, you can't go. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this is how rebellion was. Everything I do seems to be backwards. I bought tickets to a play before I had airfare, before I had a hotel. Well, I actually got an Airbnb, before I had anything. Okay. So it was just, I knew that if I did it, I would have to go, because I'm one of these people that makes all these plans, says all these things, And then I lose faith in myself. I lose trust in myself that I can do this. So for me, that was my rebellion moment. You know, both older sibling and my dad said to me, can't you make your first trip alone somewhere closer? She was like, you know, my dad at least was like, you know, San Francisco. Well, they're both like San Francisco, California, somewhere, or Seattle, somewhere on this coast. No, I chose an entirely different country, which, you know, I wasn't completely alone there. I do have friends that live in the countryside, about an hour train ride out of London. But the point is I did this all myself. And I showed myself what I was capable of doing. Then I came home and I fell back into old patterns. And that's kind of one of the things that, you know, I try to focus on in Self-Care Wednesday is, you know, all of us just kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Focusing on who we are, focusing on what it is we want in life. And when we do something that pushes us in that direction, to not give up on it, to keep moving forward. I didn't just move, I mean, I moved forward and then I took 2 steps back. And then every year, all I did was remember, oh, I remember when I went. I remember what I did on this day. I remember what I did on that day. And I don't want to just live in my old memories. I want to make new memories. Because aren't we worth new memories? Aren't we worth the chance we take on ourselves? The chances that we take when we do, you know, run off and decide, oh, I'm going to go visit a whole different country. That was the first time in my life I ever had, well, actually, no. I had a passport already because my sisters and I actually took a cruise I think it was 2010, up the New England coast into Canada. But, yeah, like you really needed to know that. I guess the reason it's a little hard for me to talk about this and why I keep tripping over this whole self-care topic is because I'm seeing now that I've decided that I am worth it, that it's more about feeling like you deserve something, like you've earned something, but to know that you're actually worth it. Whatever it is that's meant to come into my life and whatever is meant to still happen in my life. But also the healing I just completed. That was a long journey for me. And the one thing that going to England did was it really kind of put me on that path of healing. And maybe that's why I'm tripping over all of this, because I'm sitting here kind of putting myself down saying, hey, you know, I took 10 steps back, but, you know, I wanted to keep moving forward. I think what it's trying to tell me is that in this time, though, I have found that healing. It took me a long time, yes, because I am a major resistor. I know. If you're going through healing, don't resist the feeling of moving forward. There's a reason you're feeling that feeling. You are feeling that because you're ready. Your brain, your body, your heart, your soul, it's telling you it is time to move forward. But sometimes we become so afraid that we kind of get stuck where we're at. And, you know, we just kind of anchor ourselves in that place. Right? I mean, there's a lot of times where I talk about the sea of misery and the island of overthinking. And then there's this wall of waves and then the ocean of bliss. And for the longest time, I was anchored in the sea of misery, setting camp on, you know, the island of overthinking. And we don't want to live there, right? We don't want to stay there longer than we have to. But that wall of waves is scary because it's like, are we going to make it through? Or, you know, what's it going to do to us? Are we going to come out the other side feeling great? Or are we going to come out the other side feeling like, oh my God, why did I bother? You may come out the other side feeling like the latter I mentioned. But that's because you fought for yourself. You fought for your self-care. You fought for who you know you deserve to be. And I'm reminded today, as I think about that day, how nervous I was about getting on a plane and sitting on a plane for 10 hours. I don't even like sitting on a plane for 5 hours when I would have to go to Hawaii every summer. But, or even on the East Coast when my sisters and I would take trips to like Disney World or on, you know, cruises or whatever. But But I was on a plane for 10 hours, you know? I mean, I take red eyes so I can sleep at night, but sleep through most of the flight. But it was the most scary yet exhilarating feeling I ever had. I literally didn't care when I was getting on the plane doing a happy dance in front of people. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Because I was. But I think the play, or even just England itself, was a catalyst for me to see. And it's taken me this long to see it because I was missing the one main ingredient of my self-healing journey. That self-care journey, that healing journey. I forgot it was worth it. And I'm not even sure that if I ever forgot that or just never realized and acknowledged it. But that's what we need to do. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm worth it. To me, it's just as powerful as I am lovable. I am worthy. But don't just say I am worthy. Add it with I am worth it. I tell you, I've been struggling. I struggled through the last weekend, as I mentioned in a previous perspective. I believe it was Monday. And every time I sit there and say I am worthy and I am worth it, I feel something. When I made the plans for that trip, that was those words weren't even in my mind. They weren't even close. I was just trying to prove something to myself. I was trying to prove to my mom, who had been gone for a year and a half at that point, that I can do stuff on my own, that I am strong. So in a way, the catalysts to get there were great. They were what they were meant to be. But I'm only realizing now that I really kind of missed the whole point of that trip. That was to grow. That was to realize, hey, I put together this trip in 2 months. 2 months. I bought my tickets in December, and after kind of weighing my options and saying, should I go, shouldn't I go, you know. And, you know, the play I went to was on March 12th. I left on March 9th. And I even got to spend St. Patrick's Day there. I know, right, in England. But hey, they do it big. They did a whole big thing that Sunday before St. Patrick's Day. So that was pretty cool. My Irish side was happy. But also, I think my biggest disappointment, guys, while I was there, it did not rain. All right? You know how much I love rain. I was so excited. I bought a raincoat, everything. I basically just packed my Doc Martens because I was like, oh, these are the perfect rain boots. It was overcasty and sprinkling the day I arrived and the day I left. And for the short trip to Stonehenge and Avebury that my very dear friend, who he and his family used to live out here, Cheryl and Rupert, shout out to you guys. When he took me, it sprinkled, it drizzled out there. But I shit you not, it was sunny. On that St. Patrick's Day thing, when I was heading out to the London Eye, there were these two guys talking behind me, wearing t-shirts and shorts. Okay, it was like 55 degrees, and here I am in a jacket all bundled up. Hi, Californian. But all they kept saying is, wow, I can't believe how warm and sunny it's been. This is great. And I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. All right, where's the damn rain? All they do is say it rains there. I was so excited about that. I mean, my Airbnb even came with its own umbrella. Nothing. So England, you are welcome for that sunny week I brought to you. But here's the thing. That's where the rebellion card comes in. All right? Even if rebelling by just wearing plaid with stripes, if you have to take the baby steps, take the baby steps. But it's not necessarily about rebelling against society. It's rebelling against that negative side in you, that negative part of you that says, no, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Remind yourself that you can. Remind yourself that you are worth it, that you are lovable, that you are worthy, that you're awesome. I mean, you're an awesome human being. All right? And yes, if you're watching this and you're hearing me say this to your face, okay, you are worthy. You are awesome. You are a loving human being, and you're worth it. You are absolutely worth it. All right? So, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. We covered a lot of good self-care stuff today, but I think, you know, thank you for listening to me ramble on about my trip to London. You know, I might be talking about it the next couple of days because each day had a little fun part to it, you know. But I learned a lot while I was there, and I love history, so that was also pretty exciting. But, you know, I do think it's time for me to go back to visit. It's been too long, and I think when I was there, I was so busy trying to do so many things that I did kind of forget one of the reasons I was there was just kind of reintroduce myself to myself. And it's taken me this long. It's taken me 6 years, but I finally am seeing who I'm meant to be. I'm finally seeing who I am. And that's what I want for everybody else. I want you to see you. I want you to believe in you. I want you to love yourself, to take care of yourself, to practice this self-care. You know, I'm going to put the mandala in the comments on the Facebook post, but I will try to figure out how to put it in the YouTube thing as well, okay? Even if I have to write it in there. So check the comments for that if you're watching on Twitter later. So anyways, again, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Things to Think on Thursday. If I don't come up with anything interesting, we'll just do another affirmator card, right? Because how fun are they? Like I said, we're bringing the daily vibe back into the Aloha perspective. All right, we are going to ramp it up. And even if you're feeling like crap and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to hear her today because she's trying to be too positive, just remember, I'm not positive every day. That was the whole point of starting this project. It was just a project, and now it's been going for, you know, over 1.5 years. But it's about trying to come up with things so that even when we're not feeling at our freshest, we find a way to get back to that. So we're not just stuck. Okay? So again, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Please take care of yourselves. Practice your self-care. I will see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Facebook Live. It is public. Anybody can watch it. Or as I mentioned before, I do upload these right afterwards to YouTube under the Aloha Perspective with Shelly Marie Lucas, and then I do post them to Twitter. If you want to see the shorter version of these things, the very much shorter version of these things, you can go to TikTok, also under the Aloha Perspective, where I will just cover the card and say, do it, and you're done. All right, that's the total Cliff Note version of this. Have a great day, and I will see everybody tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.